Hello, Commander.
Holy shit, it only took like 40 minutes, but there it is. Oh, mama. Oh, Jesus. Oh, there we go. Gamers. Oh. All right. Close that out to make sure that doesn't happen. Move into the fucking hidden sneaky boy channel so that way I don't get bullied by people joining. All right. All right. Bring it on. Hey, there we go. Hey, there's the high rollers. Hey. Cool. Okay, so I gotta, like, the real reason I really wanted to do this also is because I got a bunch of, like, really good notes from, fucking Rook. Fucking Gordon Ramsay looking ass. Beware of the level of tone, mindful of swears. Swearing is bad. Talk to Colorcaster about setup points. Okay, Ghost. So how do you want to introduce these teams? Well, Ghost, I would probably say that these guys are fairly good players. They all come from really solid competitive teams. Of course, they weren't able to get into the pro leagues as we wanted. New UI go Burr. That's kind of nice. Damn, Poppy. That's kind of nice. All right, that's pretty good. That's some good shit. That's some good stuff right there. No swearing, sweating bad. Anyways, wow, new UI go Burr. That's pretty clean. Let's see. Don't say and they could be pushing. Be mindful of the environment. Be mindful of transitions from color to action. Okay, okay. Obviously, the planning phase doesn't give us a whole lot to talk about, especially with the setups, but that gives us enough time to run off and go grab water. Be mindful of they are pushing. That's just putting noise in, and be willing to throw it to the color. Utilize the slow time to engage, better elaborations, use throwbacks to previous rounds. Say what it means, not what is happening. Be mindful. Can miss an opportunity. Yes, action, set up color to knock out of park. Be certain, but let room for error. Don't need to say names, focus on the action. That one's going to be difficult for me because like I'm used to trying to like shout out players, but now I actually have their icon names, which is real pog, bro. This is real pog. So on the blue side, ooh, okay. So it's a black tar with a silencer. That's interesting. So we have Dad, Tetra, Tommy, Mace, Kino on the blue side. Then we have Brandon, Geddon, Fennec, Kai, and Sholey on red. Ready. I almost said We're trying. We're trying. This is going to be kind of like the relearning phase. This is working off the rust of being Gdungus. So attackers coming in from the north side. This is obviously Mighty Terror. 3 potentially coming in through office to try and engage. And where is our bomb? Our bomb is, wow, wide open. Holy cow. Okay. So obviously, yeah, silos as our attacking team is pointing out is going to be really important just because of the line of sight. I can't rotate the camera, which sucks because like you can see the height advantage that our defending team is going to have to try and hold off this area. That being said, we do have Kai sitting in servers to potentially pushing in there. Door does get open. Kai's going to immediately back off. Very self-aware. Attackers coming in from the north side, going to be prepping for a potential door push. And door gets immediately blasted open. Mace gets straight in. Saber, excuse me. Kai with the easy pick from the Gruber. The KR-ATU also has a silencer now, which is kind of interesting because obviously we'll have to see how the new guns play out. Flares get popped, flares get plopped. Tetra gets annihilated by Sholey. And defenders so far holding pretty well. It's 3 on 4 as I didn't count Ghetto on the mop. But attacking team's going to have to figure out how they're going to be able to engage this here because there's a solid defensive line from the southwestern side. Tommy goes in, pushes, and catches Sholey on the stairs. Double kill, though, for our attacking team. Very clean, very clean. Dad's going to sneak out here. There's obviously a nice little kind of barrier he's got to cover himself. Flash goes in. Brandon, you can tell by the way he turned, definitely caught some of that flash. And Dad's going to be able to kind of come in here. Tommy gets annihilated by the mop. Dad loses the engagement to Brandon, or the defenders. And now all that we have left is Kino on top of the bomb, which is great and all. But yeah, that's going to leave him in a really ugly spot because of the split push that our defending team can do. So, well done. I wouldn't say it wasn't terribly coordinated. It was quite nice to, you can see there was a lot of conversation going on with the attacking team. You can see tons of communication. But didn't really help them in the end, as there's a couple odd engagements. Mace went absolutely nuts in terms of aggression, so hopefully, you know, he can reel that back in. I think maybe because it was factory and he saw an opportunity, so we kind of went for it, but wasn't exactly the most opportune. I'm gonna go grab some water here because my throat is dry. Excuse me. Alrighty, we have now acquired hydration, and we are on Kildome. It is just Odin, not Odin just, because grammatically that doesn't make any freaking sense. Key points to highlight, excuse me, is that we obviously have the jungle, and a lot of kind of playground area for our defenders to play. So Bomb has pretty good line of sight opportunities, because as you can see here, and we'll just talk to this real quick. You can easily have a guy with a leg roast, you could have the guy with a mop, because the defenders did not lose their power weapon last round, and easily keep solid, you know, line of sight and security over this bomb. So if they choose to, they could potentially just defend in obs, you know, give themselves some good coverage and line of sight over beach. There is a wall here to separate that, so they'll have I mean, they'll be able to spot and call it, but beach is essentially like a secured, they can kind of mosey in if they want. Now, obviously, the red door here into jungle is the quickest way. However, there also runs a huge risk, as you have these massive lines of sight that the defenders will have that can engage our attacking team. So we'll have to see what they choose to do. We do have a Saber coming out on Kino, and I believe the mop is going to be sitting on Ghetto, so we will have both power weapons, if you will, from both the attackers and defenders here, as we roll ourselves in. Let's see what we're going to have. It should be a 3-2 split, beach and jungle. That'll allow them to naturally kind of push into base, and overall just have some good cover. Saber going to be working its way onto beach, and our mop is going to be sitting up there in the jungle gym area of jungle. Door gets opened, flare gets thrown, but not a whole lot of action here. Dad and Kino working their way up the beach, trying to find possibly the defender here in the waters of jungle. They should call him out, and then that'll kind of cue the big assault, if you will. A lot of defenders. This is a huge aggression move here. Oof, that's exactly what we were talking about earlier. But before we kind of get into this, huge defensive positioning for our defending team, but that runs them a huge risk also of destruction by Ghetto. Ghetto getting a double. Kino gets Fennec though. One or two flashbangs, right here, just clears everything up. It is nighttime, or maybe he's just running the NVGs because it's kind of cool. And bomb does get touched. Mace is on the bomb, but can Kai find it? The defender, or the attacker, excuse me. Mace goes in, goes aggressive, and does find one of the defenders. All that's left is Kai. He's gonna try and get him with the pistol, but Kino keeps the Saber alive with like one. No, that's Mace, excuse me. I was gonna say huge. It's been a hot minute. Yeah, I think they're gonna be talking about how they had one defender out, kind of out alone, if you will, no protection whatsoever. And we had four defenders in this box. I mean, don't get me wrong. It wasn't. I mean, it makes sense to have, you know, a few long range lads just kind of keeping tabs on this area, and then you had one defender in the river. But then, what about the rest of the team coming in and rotating? And then, I mean, at that point, it was just a matter of working their way in and securing it. Looks like we have a bit of shopping going on from the defensive team. They had a stepping stool, so you could actually hop into the beach afterwards. That's kind of cool. They are taking their time shopping. I wonder if they're looking for the mop. It doesn't seem to be the case, as we've got Dad with a defensive weapon, Mace with a, I think it looks like a Gruber silenced, and Kino with the Saber still. Ghetto had the mop, so I'm kind of surprised that they aren't trying to get it, and I think Mace just realized at the very end there that they didn't get the mop from Ghetto, so that could be, I mean, that's a big deal. That's a very big deal. Now the defenders are going to probably think, oh crap, our attacking opponents have two power weapons. I don't know if there was any ammo on the floor or not, but, you know, again, it's one of those, like, you always have to be mindful kind of things. Having one team with 2 power weapons can be very, very powerful. But overall, okay, we're going to see C-Store on the Clean Empire. The Cat's Empire, by the way. Great group. Ooh. Yikes. Yikes, what is this? Oof, disgusting. Anyways. New map, perhaps? New map, perhaps, hype? Alright, let's talk to the map. So we got storage. Easy route in. Actually, this would be kind of interesting because the way that this green door is set up, they would have a very easy time getting from arcade into tellers. There's the green door into arcades, which would allow them to hit power. I don't know if we've seen them use their NVGs as of yet. We'll have to kind of look. And now I can't move. Oh, okay, they have used... So they did use their NVGs on the... Oh, hang on. We got a few of them. But, yeah, looks like our attacking team is not going to be using the NVGs most likely, just because they don't have them on the rest of their team. Or even, actually, what would be kind of wild is if we see them grab the NVGs and then they use the Saber to kind of, you know, power push through. But anyways, actually, I wonder where is the defender sitting? Because usually they have to spawn on map, so they can't just not be here. But where? Oh, where? Oh, hi, there's me. I wonder where they spawned. Anyways, looks like it's going to be a storefront push, at least based off of how this the very detailed diagram that we have here with our attacking team would be very interesting. Obviously, Kai is going to have a solid line of sight. Ghetto with the barbed wire going to prevent them from being able to push in. 2 defenders sitting in freezer, which... Oh, okay, this is kind of interesting. So you could technically wall breach this and then split push in to have a very, you know, powerful dynamic. However, as the old saying goes, when in doubt, rush storefront. Going to walk in with Kino here as our attacking team is going to be getting into the front entrance. That silencer sounds terrible. Jesus. Anyways. Saber is just trying to kind of find his way in here. Attackers. Tetra gets a triple, mind you. Very well done. And flashbangs ahoy, Batman. There is no defenders left, but they still throw in those flashbangs. Dad and Tetra going huge on their engagement. And that will be the first set of this series. Oof. Oh, okay, I was supposed to say, did he miss all those shots? No, he did not. He did get them. Last round here, 1v1. Tetra versus Kino. Gonna try and get him. Oh, flashbang. Oh, and he gets him with the last shot. Dishonorably discharged. Got him. So, yeah, Tetra went big that round. We weren't able to see it because I was thinking we were going to see some crazy Kino picks. But Kino, obviously a very good player. I'll have to keep tabs on him. I mean, he has been the only player on the attacking team now, you know, that they've switched, defensive team, that has been holding a lot of the power weapons. So I think he's kind of their dedicated power weapon player, if you will. But we switch over. Mighty Terror is our factory map. I think the biggest thing that we saw was our defending team in the last round did not have any desire whatsoever to sit here in office. So we'll have to see if our now, what was attacking, now defending team will think the same thing. 2 people sitting silos. I think sitting silos definitely was the best move for them, just because it gives them, I mean, essentially this is kind of like your default office, if you will, because just the line of sight you have over the entire area, very, very powerful, very, very powerful. And the rest of this, I mean, you could try and get for power, sure, but like, I think based off of what we were seeing from the attacking team for this round, they're going to try and beeline into silos, gain silos as well, because these office windows not very good in terms of line of sight opportunities, as well as trying to protect the bomb is going to be very difficult from these like walls here. So very key to note. Power, I mean, yeah, it'd be just difficult. So anyways, road flares, smiley face. Let's go. Yeah, we'll have to see. So hopefully everyone's having a good day. I know it's like a Saturday afternoon, which is always fantastic. And can't say I'm trying to break the but let's take a look. So what does it mean and what's not happening? So the key point and the reason that we want to talk about silos being I said see the problem is I need to break that. I really need to be mindful of that. The value of the silos is this becomes kind of your go-to office, and I know that I mentioned that, but the reason for this is usually you'll see a lot of players, they'll have like one or two power players or power weapons sitting to try and cover the main area that is covering bomb, and this allows you for a better kind of engagement and trading. Okay, so we have Kino on the mop again. Kino is our defensive team's kind of go-to guy, and no real power weapons. Okay, so just it's kind of interesting that they're not taking many power weapons. I mean, there's a black tar with a silent. I know there's two black tars with silencers, so they do have some range in them. Tommy is going to be the first player here on our defensive side to here. There's the flash. Sprays goes out, doesn't catch him, so he does manage to get away. And they, oh no, actually, one of the attackers taking some almost lethal damage there, so almost gets him. Tommy's going to back all the way out across the map, trying to just reroute and get ready for a potential flank, as three attackers going to be moving into the top side of server farm, potentially going for a power push, actually. Based off of their movement, we might just be seeing a power push here. Yep, NVGs have been hit, and we are going to have ourselves a night fight here for our attacking team. That black tar is quiet as heck. Tommy once again finds the finds the attackers. So after going for a crazy rotate, he then ends up finding them again. Grenade goes out, clears out the barbed wire. Attacking team being very patient with their play. I mean, they are not being nearly as aggressive as our defenders were when the positions were switched. Smoke goes out. Oh, they're going to try and beeline. But Tetra gets a huge double kill with the Igmar. He knew exactly what they were going to do. And he finds them. Well done. Now, Sholi in a very good position. Oh, actually, great cover by Ghetto. I was going to say, Sholi in a bit of an odd position because of the silos, but no, he's able to kind of keep himself safe. Two players left. Tommy, the man who was initially engaged our attacking team, still sitting here in the covers. 7 seconds left. What happened to this timer? He's going to sit here and wait, and the attackers all die, ran out of time. They took too long, and ironically enough, because of their slow play, it ended up costing them the game. Two defensive players left. Snakes. 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 Hiss. Very cool. So, yeah, Tommy actually picks up the mop as well, so they do save the power weapon. Man, Tommy, poor Tommy, man, he kind of just went everywhere. Poor guy had to go from, excuse me. Poor guy had to go first from the server farm, rotated all the way to office, found them again, and then played in that nice little corner angle while Sholi, held up in silos. So, very well done. We're going to be going over to Kill Dome now as our 5th round here on the first half of the match. Again, key thing to talk about is this jungle box here, as this will give our defensive team very solid line of sight for, excuse me, potential rejection of this red door. Hang on a sec, excuse me. All right, sorry about that. Like when you have like food, but then you take it, you like go to sleep and you wake up and you can kind of feel your body like catching up on the digestion, if that makes sense. Not exactly the most, caster friendly conversation, but okay. So attackers very defined about what they want to do. So based off of this, I was gonna say it looks like it's gonna be a beach door push, which I mean makes sense. There's really only a few ways to go here. But then they're going to actually try and wall breach the power, which is fascinating because they don't have any more NVGs. They used all of them in the first round. So very curious to see what their game plan is here. Mind you, we also have a C-store that we still have to get through. So if they went through the green door, and I don't believe they used a red, a breacher for the previous round because they all went in through servers. So this will be their first breacher. And then maybe they'll try and use the wall charge. I don't know. We'll have to keep tabs. Let's see what we got. Attackers still are just prepping up and hanging out. I don't see any sort of desire to use the wall charge, which makes sense. I would think that they were going to try and save it for C-Store. So, Saber, AP-25s, and 2 Black Tars as well. So, okay, now this is very different from what we saw from the defensive team last round. A lot of spread out. We have 3 players here in this open middle area compared to, or no, 2, excuse me, Tommy backed off. But a lot more defensive, or a lot more aggressive positioning from our defensive team. Dad going to be meeting the beach team in a very odd spot. He's going to have to be extremely careful as we have attackers working their way up. You can see Kai. Oh, but he gets picked off immediately. Great movement by our attackers. Came in and allowed the audio. Mace gets a double. Holding firm. Mace gets a triple. Finally falls over to Brandon. But great defensive line holdment by Mace. And this entire attack has been almost completely thwarted. And at that point, I would say it is time for a mop save, or a Saber save. But the problem is, Brandon's in a very awkward spot as he's gonna have to try and hold the line here at the beach. So I think the way that the new Black Tar works is I think that this guy is it automatic? We'll have to see once he fires. I don't know if it's semi or if it's, no, okay, it isn't. It is still semi, but Mop will always beat Black Tar in that situation, or at least assuming that you're. Oh, big pick, big catch. Tommy gets the Saber. So yeah, excuse me, real quick, great defensive hold here in this long hallway here for our defensive team. I mean, obviously Mace went huge with that triple, but Hino again had the mop and was able to lock down that last attacker as he tried to push in. I mean, at that point, it's damage control. If you can maybe get 1 or 2 guys, cool, great, but it's tough. That's very tough. Like I said, moving on to C-Store here for our last round of the half here. So Tommy was able to get the Saber. Now, Kino, I thought that he had the mop. I heard him get the mop, but I guess he didn't want the mop for this last round as ended up going for a assault rifle. So that's kind of interesting. Wall charge is going to be the name of the game. Oh, double breach. Okay, so here we go. This is our attacking team trying to kind of pull magic out of the, or pull rabbit out of the hat here as we're going to have a double push, which makes sense. Okay, so they're going to try and clear out Freezer. I mean, it makes sense. They did save one of the clackers, or one of the breachers, excuse me, from factory. So now they can utilize it on C-Store as is the intended use here. I like the idea because normally we've seen players like to sit up here in Freezer. That's been the name of the game. Now, they do not have the mop. I see no mop on our defensive team. They have the Saber, which is pretty sweet. Unless maybe they just want Kino to have the Saber instead of the mop, so they just left the mop instead. Which, I mean, that makes sense. That could be the idea. AP-25s and 1 combat shotgun. No, 2. Yeah, 1 combat shotgun for our team 2 here. Alrighty, so significantly more barbed wire. Yeah, triple barbed wire. Holy cow, triple barbed wire. Completely different from what we saw on Team 2's defensive round of just 1 barbed wire right here. Auto shotty for Dad, so he's gonna be kind of expecting to play close here, which I like the idea. This will give him a lot more kind of control over at least this, you know, this line of sight right here. And yeah, he's gonna be sitting right there. So now he'll have fantastic, you know, stopping power with that auto shotty. And then it looks like our defensive team, oh, this could be huge. Kino, where are you? Kino is watching this angle. We do know that there's at least 1 attacker going to be coming in this direction. But, oh, he's going to sneak past! Sholly sneaks past. Well done. Okay, no, he's still peeking him. He's still peeking. Gets a little bit of damage trade, so he doesn't get him. Our wall charge does get open, and we have 2 attackers trying to make their way in. They decide to scrap the idea of the They decide to scrap the idea of trying to push in through that second door. Grenade goes off. Here comes Dad with the auto shot. He gets 1. Doesn't get a second one, so he just trades. But overall, I mean, in this case, they still have that line of sight, and Mace finds another. Mace being a huge team player here for the defensive team. Tetra's going to be the man in the tellers. Gets completely destroyed. Kai's now going to be trying to make his way in. Tommy goes for a rotate, but in this case, he had to try and push through barbed wire. All that's left is Kino. Kino's going to have to make some magic, and he doesn't when there's a combat shotgun being held by Kai. Attacking team goes up 4-2 into this first half. So in this case, if we had a Daxi co-casting with us, this would probably be where he goes, yeah, well, it's probably going to be 7-5, blue, or team 1. But no, so key things to take away. I mean, the auto shotty from Dad was good. It initially stopped the aggression. However, there wasn't anyone there to back him up after that initial engagement. I mean, you saw a lot of the defenders were extremely spread out. Kino trying to get that mop pick, or that saber pick, excuse me. I think it had good intentions, but I feel like as soon as he realized he wasn't gonna get the trade against Scholli, maybe he should have backed off, because Dad would have called that, hey, you know, there's 3 people pushing, you know, front door C-store. I'm going to need, you know, you guys need to rotate. And then that's where, you know, we could have maybe seen Tetra trying to push in and then Kino take over the teller's position. But overall, 4-2 after that first half. We do still have Team 2 on the attack and Team 1 on defense. And we will get started here shortly. Heated Wolverine. That's very weird. Vault. The bomb is in Vault this time, so we are going to have... Where is the button? Button is right here in Brick House. So, for any of you uninitiated or unaware, in a map like this, you have a door that will open and close, excuse me, the bomb room. So, essentially, it's not really a matter of actually securing the bomb, more so as it is trying to get control over this button and then working your way into bomb, however they choose to do that. Now, obviously, with the way that this map is set up, they could potentially push into Brick House, get the button, and then come in through these doors and then go for a breach, which would allow them to work their way into here. Or, inversely, work into reception, work their way in, breach, cause some chaos, and then go for the button. Either way, it's quite the walk. And obviously, with Brick House being the way that Brick House is set up, this is a killing boogaloo. I mean... I would be, if I was an attacker looking at this, I would assume there's probably going to be a guy with an auto shotty here, barbed wire here, maybe even some more barbed wire here. Yeah, you can see just based off of their writing, they're expecting a barbed wire, so I would assume that we're going to see a grenade here. There's the grenade on Brandon. Attackers already moving their way in, and we're going to be seeing, okay, so it looks like our defensive team is actually going to be giving up Brick House, more or less. No desire whatsoever. Maybe they're concerned about a potential grenade or flashbang and then a push. Either way, this is a very defensive barbed wire from them. They don't really have a lot of desire or interest to even defend this. So, very key to note here. There's the flash. They push in. Nobody's in there. They're going to see the barbed wire, as Dad was actually holding a great line of sight. Kai going for a huge rotate. Didn't mean to do that. Apologize. There's the grenade to clear out Brick House. And now our defensive team is going to try and... Yeah, look at these long killing ranges. So, here comes Scholli. Gets the door. And there's the vault opening up. Very spread out defensive team. Very spread out. They're going to try and back, but now here's Ghetto with the... Exactly. Ghetto finds 2. And Mace is fighting for his life here as the attackers are just swarming in like a bunch of angry bees. Mace is going to back off into Vault, but there's still at least 2 or 3 flashbangs left here on the attacker's side, so he's going to have hell to pay when it comes to trying to make some magic happen. Oh, Kai gets a good flash onto Kino, but it doesn't matter because he gets him before he even lands. Kino is just blind firing into Brad. Door gets closed by Dad. Great rotation. And now all that we have left is 2 attackers trying to find somewhere to get magic to happen. Flashbang doesn't work. Ghetto doesn't realize Dad's close, but he gets him anyways. And now Ghetto's on the flank. Kino's still alive here in the back of Club. Mace in a very tight spot here. He's got 10 HP. Door is closed, though. Very key to point out. 25 seconds. They're not even going to... Even if they kill him, it doesn't matter. They still have to go and get the button. Get it. They're trying to push the... It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You spent so long trying to get it. Where's the button, boys? 7 seconds. They don't have enough time. It's too late. They spent so long trying to get Mace. They didn't even get the door open. And there's the bomb. Well done, defenders. The attackers completely forgot about the vault door. Completely forgot about it. Wow. Huge misplay. Huge misplay. I mean, great. Well done by Kino and I think that was Mace sitting in club. Kino just buying tons of time, getting that first pick at the door, and then forcing another attacker to come over and try and trade with him. That's disgusting. That was disgusting defensive play. Well done. So, Kill House was round 1, excuse me. Round 2 is going to be here on Factory. Oh, it was Mace. Okay. Yeah, Tetra got completely picked out by Ghetto when him and Tommy were rotating. I mean, it was a good idea. I like the attackers' decision to try and kind of the attackers went in, cleared out the brick house, and then the defenders just all kind of fled from the area. And then, ironically enough, Ghetto was able to actually catch Tetra on the rotate out. So, all things considered, that was a great rotate/flank. Well, we know the idea here. We got 3 different colors for Rogue's or Caesar's Rogue. What would be a Rogue Caesar salad? Is that where you add like ranch dressing instead of? Oh God. So you know how in like traditional Caesar salads they throw like anchovies and stuff in there? A Rogue Caesar is where you have like a Caesar salad, but instead of Caesar dressing, it's just ranch. So you have ranch, Parmesan cheese, and anchovies. Ugh, God, that would be terrible. Absolutely disgusting. Anyways, oh God, just the idea of eating like small spiny fish. Ugh, disgusting. Anyways, so again, this is what I was talking about when we were looking at the first map of Factory, that new map, or that new map. Office is a pretty important position here because it allows you to keep tabs on server farm and storage and that power generation as it is on the second floor. However, and this is key, that also allows them to keep line of sight over a pretty good part of the map. Now, obviously, there's a few areas like docks, which does have that upper high ground, and they can use that to kind of keep tabs on a lot of stuff. Excuse me. But, excuse me, goodness gracious. Office is going to be, I mean, if they can secure Office, that'll give them a very good power play. You can see the barbed wire and Kino going to be trying to keep tabs on that red door. Attackers are planning for a potential server push, though, so it doesn't look like they even have any desire to use any of their reds. They do have a grenade and a clacker, so they're going to take... Okay, so they're going to take a breacher anyways. They might be just trying to bait and then open up into docks, and that might be the name of the game. Tommy, again, going to be the lucky man to find the door here. Does trade with Panic, I don't know, Panic at the Disco. But he does, okay, so he's going to back all the way off. Flashbang goes out, doesn't really catch anybody. Tommy, again, holding a great angle, though. He's hopefully going to see any of this? No, he doesn't see any of them all going up into Office. Ghetto finds Tommy. Tommy backs off. Doesn't lose too much damage for his trouble. Kino has rotated all the way into storage. He has given up on this Office position in favor of letting Dad have line of sight with that Igmar. But look at this. The defenders are playing extremely adaptive. Look at how they've completely backed off. Kino with the mop, ensuring that power does not get touched. I mean, this is the kind of play that you should be seeing from a defensive team. Just this very fluid and dynamic. Tommy saw the initial attack, immediately backed off. Took some engagements here, immediately backed off. And now you've got Kino just playing, no sir, you cannot touch this. Okay, they did get the power, but at the cost of a life. It's going to push. Kino tries to go for another shot, doesn't connect with anyone. Kai finally comes into Office. I feel like it's a bit of wasted utility at this point. Sholey's going to find Mace. Finally finds him, though. Tetra in a bit of a pincer position, but he does back off into the docks. Oh, hello. Apparently, Sholey has killed me, so rip me, I guess. Can I... Please? Okay, there we go. And that was a bit awkward. The attackers finally kind of press the defense team into this little defensive area and just take the better gun trades. Tommy could only rotate so far as he just literally started here and worked the entire map Kino started, I think he started over here, rotated into storage, and then back onto dogs, which is as best as he could get. But Scholli going big with Ghetto. Tetra having a tough time getting on the board. He did have that really solid triple in the first half of the map, but now we just need to see this defensive team. Sorry, I just saw a meme posted in the Due Process League General. It's just like, oh, Jesus. Anyways. Kildome is going to be our last round for the third set here, or the second defensive set. And it is on Permanent Fang. A lot of jungle gym area. Look at all this jungle gym stuff. Dang. Lots of opportunity for the defensive team to literally just sit here, stack up, and just have these nutty, absolutely nutty angles that they can utilize on against the defensive team, or the attacking team. I mean, very crazy choke point angles that they can utilize. Would they go for power? I don't think they'll go for power just based off of the idea that they already used probably their NVGs for factory. They did use a breach. They've used 2 breaches now, so they should have only 1 more. And it looks like there's a potential concerns for pit, which makes sense. I mean, observation. If the defensive team can control observation, which is up here on this higher elevation location, that will give them, again, better line of sight onto everything. And as you can see, the windows are facing into jungle and jungle gym. So it would be very beneficial for the attackers to try and go after it, but we'll have to see. Beach, of course, your classic location. But again, that line of sight, extremely risky. Extremely risky. We have an Igmar and a few defensive weapons here on the Team 2 attack. Legros, Gruber, and Auto Shotty on Dad. So again, the mop was lost on the defensive team from that last round. Setup comes in. Tetra actually holding the Auto Shotty. I saw Dad and then this, and I was like, oh yeah, that works. But no, Tetra's going to be sitting, probably OBS would be my guess. Looks like he's actually going to be holding onto a very dynamic barbed wire, so that'll be nice to see. As we're going to have one here, and then maybe we'll have another barbed wire here or at this door, allowing the Auto Shotty to really get some big value. But let's see, we have absolutely no interest whatsoever for the attacking team to try and push in through pit. So it's going to be a 5-stack beach, and this is going to play into that ranged game of our defensive team. The problem, though, is they don't have a lot of power weapons. It's going to be pure Legros. So shots are going to have to be absolutely perfect for these to connect. Ghetto coming in. It's going to get power. Power is now off. And our attacker is going to be trying to use their NVGs. The Saber going to have to go big here as Kino finds Fennec. Legros versus the Saber. Who cares? Kino goes big. Full stack here as observation gets cleared. Tetra backs off. Going to be sitting with the Auto Shotty. But Kino is going to be holding down Brand on inside of base. Molotov comes out. Buys a little bit more time. 3 attackers trying to push through the same door. Kino's got his work cut out, that's for sure. But Tetra still sitting here with the Auto Shotty. He's in the position to try and catch them on the rotate. You can see he's ready for it, but he just needs a little bit more time. These attackers just need to commit. And here we go. Scholli's going to be the first one, at least into the area. Jumps down. Tetra isn't aware of him. But now there is Scholli. Shotguns are going to go big, and he finds him. But it doesn't matter. Tetra trades with Scholli, but there's still 3 attackers still up and alive here for Team 2. And they're going to be able to defuse the bomb, and it's going to be a 5-4 on this third set here. This 3 of 4 set. Wow. Attacking teams starting to rally here. They were looking a bit shaky, and we saw Team 1 taking a huge lead here. I mean, it was what, 5-2 when we got into the first. No, it was 4-2 first half, and now our attacking team is just running it. Now they are going to be on the defensive side, and that's going to be kind of big because their defensive rounds were not solid. I mean, look at these. Look at the... Actually, it's a bit of a mess, honestly. You've got 1 wins and 2 losses. Pretty much the entire first half. Amigos. Heated Wolverine here for Killing House. Again, we're going to have our Team 1 now on the attacking side, and Team 2, after playing a very solid and clawback round, getting themselves up to 4, so they're able to take at least 2 rounds against Team 1 from that first step. That was a lot of noise. Again, that's just noise. Now, what does it mean, Ghost? Tell me. What does it mean when they take 2 rounds? Well, it's a big deal because essentially, double barbed wire? Are you sure? Bro, yeah, bro, are you sure? The significance of this is defenders usually have a bit of a difficult time, so it's kind of on your, you want to go big on your attacks because flashbangs are very easy to secure kills if they are done properly. So it's going to be very difficult for Team 2 to try and actually get the W here because of the natural advantages the attackers have. Now, with that being said, that doesn't mean that they are not out for the count. It just means it's going to be a whole heck of a lot harder. So Team 1 only has to get 2 more Ws to take it. If they take 1 and then lose the next 2, obviously it'll tie us up and we will go into a sudden death or something, but we won't know the end results of that because of the obvious, this is just a casual ranked match and there is no sudden death. Double assault? No. It's going to be an entire east push. It's going to be an east push here based off of the way that our attackers are setting up, which makes sense. Again, this is what we were talking about. So the attackers kind of have quite a few different options. They can either just try and, you know, brute force into Brick House, but they're going to be taking a lot of potential damage. Double barbed wire, Jesus. That seems a bit excessive because 1 grenade wasted barbed wire, entirely wasted barbed wire. We do have the clacker. Do we have double clacker? No, we do have a grenade. Okay, so Sholei's going to back off. He hears them stomping, so this is going to be a solid rotation. Our attackers, or excuse me, our defenders get very well set up, but Tetra, Mace, and Kino get into position. Sholei takes a whole heck of a lot of chip damage by Tommy, and our attacking team has completely secured the eastern side with very minimal damage to their self. Defenders trying to use that Igmar long-range engagement. I mean, this is the kind of bread and butter for the Igmar, but we have a lot of defenders in very solid locations here. Here's the thing, though, and this is key. This vault is closed. It does not matter what happens here, as these attackers need to get across to the other side of the map. Kino does not find the refrag. Ghetto's going to push in as soon as that happens. Tommy with the flashbang, though. He's going to go in. Finds 1. Does he realize that Brand's still here? He does, and he gets a double for his trouble. Kino's going to get burned alive by that Molotov. 2 defensive players still left. 56 seconds left. Remember, it's not so much that the defenders have to kill the attackers, but buy enough time to prevent them. Kai does hear Tetra. Tetra coming with the auto shotty. Hang on a minute. Tommy's going to fall over, and the defenders get it. Great play. Kai goes huge on this round. Again, it's not so much that the defenders have to, or the attackers have to kill all the defenders. The attackers have to just disarm the bomb. That is the name of the game. But for the defenders, if they can buy enough time, even with the vault, because of the vault door, because of the defuser, because of the button, that is an extra 5 or 10 seconds that you have to calculate for. But either way, great. The defenders, again, playing very fluid. Very fluid. Great to see. Good stuff on the Team 2 side. Playing extremely self-aware. Just that the recognition that Brick House, they didn't push Brick House. So you saw that giant sweep where they went from Brick House through Kitchen up into Club. And then just try to kind of, you know, do some chip damage as the attackers moved in. And it worked out pretty well. But Rogue Caesar dressing with anchovies. Are you guys... Hang on, here's a real question. Now, obviously, traditional Caesar salads use anchovies. Is anyone actually, like, a fan of anchovies? I've never met someone who was like, bro, throw on some anchovies on that stuff. And I'm like, what? Like, come on. Anchovies? Highly, extremely salted, like, smolled fish? Why, man? If you want to eat something salty, just pour some salt onto your salad and just be done with it. Just get the sodium and be done with it. No reason to eat something small and bony, you know what I mean? Anyways. Let's see. So, triple barbed wire. This is kind of interesting. So, Our defensive team, again, wants to be extremely mindful that the attackers are not able to get to power this time, as I guess they're very concerned about the idea of allowing our attacking team to get in onto the bomb. Or onto power, excuse me, and then push in to get bomb. Tetra's going to be just kind of talking about it. It looks like they are going to try and go for a power push, which I really disagree with. My thought with this one is I feel like we should see maybe a bit more of an orthodox play, because the... Oh, okay. So they're going to ignore power? No, they're going... Okay, it's going to be it's going to be a full stack... It's going to be a full stack fan. Oh, okay. This is interesting. This is interesting. Unless this is a pure bait, because we have Mace stacking up on the door. Gets in, no resistance whatsoever. And is going to make his way all the way into storage. We've got Brand on the KRU mop thing. Ghetto's going to be set up. Fennec finds and destroys the guys coming in through window. We accidentally tab away and there's 3 dead bodies on the fan. Yikes. And that's why you don't push fan, kids. Or that's why you don't all push fan. 2 defenders left. This is going to be... This could go into defenders' favor. We're looking at a potential 6-5 here. Kai destroys Mace, and all we have left is Kino. He's going to try and push in, make some magic happen, but there's 3 defenders he's got to find. 2 of them moderately low health. He's clicking, and is not going to get the engagement or the damage he needs. And Fennec finds and destroys Kino. Ghetto still has the mop. Going to be moving into our last round here of this series, or of this entire set. Got to do some shopping even. Very nice. So, yeah, I don't know about the whole idea of pushing fan. I mean, I think in this case, it was pretty obvious that that wasn't the best move. But what would have been? And I would kind of throw to it at this point that, well, maybe we needed to see them try and... I feel like as soon as Mace opened the door inside servers and realized that there was no one there, he should have tried to call out to the team to rotate to him. You know what I mean? Maybe use the fan as a bait to keep the defenders there. But not, I mean, they just committed. They just committed blindly, and they paid for it. 3 defenders got, or 3 attackers completely annihilated as they jumped in by 1 guy. Or technically 2. It was a double kill, and then the mop went, mop got a pick. But, Permanent Fang here. The last map for, or the last map / round / set / the entire Baba Booey as Team 2 only needs to win this. If they can win this, it'll give them the round. They'll get that sweet, sweet, fat MMR. And Team 1's going to be taking a big L. Of course, if Team 1... Why am I yawning so much? I'm just talking. Team 1, if they are able to take this, will obviously tie it, which would be big. I mean, they're kind of struggling. Team 1 has not had a very good success so far. They've gotten like 1 or 2 in this half. Actually, I think they've only gotten 2 rounds this half. But they've been sitting on, 5 here for quite a while. Team 1 has been sitting on 5 wins for this series for a hot minute here. That is a huge march. Look at that thing. Look at that. That is a huge march that Dad is trying to communicate to his team. Not too sure if I agree with that decision. I'll be honest with you. Not sure if I agree with that. Unless he's planning to try and push in from jungle into jungle gym. Oh, he's doing a fat loop. Oh, look at that. So he's going to run blindly through base, do a loop-de-loop in jungle gym, push through the small tunnel, go out and around into jungle. Now that's big brain. That is big brain plays right there. I like the barbed wire here in base. That's clean. That'll do a lot to buy them time. Anything critical? We do have the mop on Ghetto and the Saber on Kino. So again, Kino going to have to make some magic happen with that Saber. So let's go ahead and kind of take him in here as we get into this. Doesn't see anything. He's going to communicate that to his team. And they're going to be straight across. Gunshots already coming out. Checking. Sees it, but doesn't... He sees 1 defender, but he doesn't get anything for his trouble. Attackers continue to move their way through. We have quite a few guys already in jungle gym. Huge damage on Kino somehow. And our attackers are just kind of falling into this murder line here. Tommy, the only person to get close to bomb, but he's kind of getting found here. Starting to work through it. Finds Scholey on the rotate, but Scholey disagrees with that decision. Tetra, once again here, in this hard position. They're going to be able to touch the bomb. Hino died at some point to one of the defenders. But Kai's going huge for his team. 2 defenders left. And all that's left is Dad. Well done. The attackers just... They pushed in through base, and they suffered for it. I mean, again, they kind of just... They tried to brute force it. They just tried to brute force it, and they really paid for it. It did not work whatsoever. So congratulations to Team 2. Well done.